So, some of you may have seen me looking a little bit dapper recently with Claire on a 1971 Vespa. And as some of you may follow me actually know what I was doing, I was actually involved in a friend of mine, a guy called Mark Hauer, launched something called the DGR, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. It's actually an event that starts off in Australia, and then every city in the planet pretty much starts. I think it's at the same time, 1 o'clock that time zone, and a bunch of motorcyclists go off and do a parade around that local area. Los Angeles is quite a big one. New York, London. I know a lot of friends in other countries, and I think it ends. The last one is in Hawaii. But they go off and they do about an hour and a half, and the police actually stop the traffic lights, stop the traffic, and we do this big parade, all dressed up in kind of like, old stuff. I've done it in tuxedos. I did it this year in a waistcoat, and this year I did it on my 1971 Vespa. Last year I did it on a 1975 Norton Commando. It was a bit more comfortable last year, I will admit that. But if you think about what it's done for, it's done to raise awareness for prostate cancer. And a lot of people, get behind that. We raise a lot of money. But is that really the driving force? You know? Or is it that we get together with other like minded individuals that just want to do something different on the weekend? And as nice as we all are, I'm going for that one. You see, in today's world, we love community. We love to be able to get together with something that we're like minded about. Maybe it's a shared passion, a shared love, a shared cause. That's why there are marches, protests, rides, communities, because people want to belong. And in a world where we're heavily connected, we've never been more disconnected. So when being given the chance to do something on a motorcycle on a Sunday, yeah, it raises money for a cause. Yeah, it raises attention. But the real reason behind it is because of that community. Now, what are you involved in? Or more importantly, what are you not? Are you a loner? Which is not a good thing today. Sadly, we're seeing more suicides, we're seeing more depression, we're seeing more breakups, we're seeing more divorce because people have trouble sharing what they want to be part of and actually being open. The social pages, I love social networks. Let's start off with that. I love social networks. It's a great way of being able to see what a restaurant looks like in a different country, or how to make food, or how people do things that make me smile. But you've got to control those algorithms. And without getting too dark on it, algorithms grab our attention, then are convinced that's what we want to see. So when someone sees a car crash, when someone sees a pub fight, they go, oh, that's terrible. But you watch it, those algorithms go, oh, they want to see more bar fights, or they want to see more people hurt, or they want to see car crashes. So you've got to force yourself to actually see stuff. And when you don't like it, force yourself, hit the three dots and go, don't show me this again. My wife always says, how come you always get the funny stuff on Instagram? It's because of what I control, I consume. And then what you can do is you can go out and you can start putting it out there. So when I'm starting to see motorcycles, when I'm starting to be part of a community, it's because I'm very, very forceful of what I see and what I get involved in. In today's world, we're still human beings. We have not progressed that far. We've not advanced behind whether it smells good, sounds good, looks good, and be thankful about that. And when you see something like that you want to be part of, reward yourself. Make a comment so that you're only being fed what you want to be part of. And when you're not, then get up and look for it. This DGR was actually set up by Mark to raise awareness for a foundation, but it actually allows people all over the planet that just want to look a bit goofy for a day, dress up in, 1960s, 70s, weird clothing, and ride around on a motorcycle. Now, quite simply, I would do that all day long, every day. But I get to meet people that I've never met before. But on that day, we share a commonality. We share something similar, whether it be the geeky outfits, whether we're being willing to be stared at, whether we're raising money for a foundation and a cause, or whether or not we like two wheels and, two-stroke engines. We share that commonality. We're a tribe. We're a community. In business, you can have that community. On a motorcycle, you can have that community. But I say, in today's world of advanced technology, we haven't advanced that much past we like what we like. Try to find those that share the same vision. Don't be alone. It's a dark place. And in this fast-paced world, we can often get in that dark place and we don't want to be there. And entrepreneurs, let's be blunt, we have those dark places quite often. I I know too many people that are kind of like in those dark places and they shouldn't be. But as entrepreneurs, we're a little bit different. We see things differently. We hear things. We react differently. And a world of naysayers where they're like, oh, know your place. You shouldn't do that. Stick to your lane and all that bullshit. Entrepreneurs, we step out of that. We want to be different, but we want to be different, but find other like-minded, different people. That's why, I'm not giving it a plug, but Sims Distillery, masterminds, communities. This is when you get into locations, you get into rooms where you suddenly realize that while you were standing out, so was everyone else in this room. We get to stand out by realizing we were in the wrong rooms. We get into a room where everyone else is doing something a little bit different. We realize we're home. Entrepreneurs, we're the weird kids of Hogwarts. We're the wizards. So find your room, find your community. And if you don't have it, look for it. Force yourself to find it. There's all this talk about self-made. I don't think it exists. You can't be self-made without a team around you. And I defy that. In fact, I welcome it. You want to argue with me? Send me a note on that point. But there is no such thing as self-made without a great team. I'm not self-made. I have a great team. And I know a lot of people, rock stars, athletes, whatever, that have coaches, mentors, teams, even just that person that one day opened up the door and made a nice comment that set them on the world. As Joe Polish calls it, the dominoes that got us from where we were to where we are. So, I hope you like the funny pictures of me being quirky. It's what I like to do, but I find my people. I find my weirdos. I find my creatives, and then I lock and load and I double down on that community. What's your community looking like? Ask yourself, and if you don't have one, get one.